So hi guys, in this episode we're going to be adding automated setup. Up until this point we've been adding our folders as we need them, and as we're still wrestling with the API legal side of it, we're having to carry on our series without it so far. So hopefully I can bring that to you as soon as it's available to me. Right, so we're going to start off by, I think we already use the on show, we do. So we're just going to leave a comment here called setup. And simply what we're going to do in this nice short video, hopefully short, is we are going to add a new unit, and we're going to use this unit as the setup unit, so that as a new person gets this, so if you were to distribute this, as they got it, or as it was used on a new computer, it would automatically set everything up for itself, you know, set the folders up it wanted, and everything like that. Right, so we're going to start by creating a procedure. This episode requires no graphical changes. We're literally just going to call it straight from a function, and it will do it if it needs to, and if it doesn't, it won't. So we're going to call a procedure called setup app, and it's not a very creative name, but you can rename it whatever the hell you want. So we're going to do a very simple thing. We're going to do an if directory exists. I believe that's in there you go. So we're going to if directory exists. So we're going to do get current dir. We're going to plus our folder name, and then so we want to do an if not really. And we're going to need, I think, 3 of these. One for databases, one for quarantine, and one for reports. And I cannot remember if we didn't. Right, so that's fine. So we need to, first off, we're going to start with our databases. Now, I do not remember if we show an explorer. Right, so at the minute we're only using quarantine, and we're only using reports. So what we're going to do is we're going to rename, copy the name out of here because I'm being lazy. We're going to put this in here, and then we're going to come back, and we are going to do the same for this one. Alternatively, you can just type these out. I'm just slightly tired, and I'm not really feeling typing it all out. In the top one, I'm going to put database. This will come in useful at a later date. We're going to add, when we get the API out, there will be community databases, which will automatically be downloaded into the folder database. So this, you know, it gives you a little leg up for the future. So what we're doing is we're checking if the folder exists, and if it doesn't exist, which is where our begin begins, we are going to make the directory. So we're going to do create dir, and we are going to use the same path because that's the one we wanted, like that, and it's pretty simple. Once again, we're doing this week because of our issue with our API. It is the first version is finished. It's all a debate between our legal team and me and the company. As I work for both, I have to juggle what I do on this YouTube series and on my website, on my personal website, with what I do at the company, and they can't really cross very much, not without a very good reason, because you get a conflict of interest. And this is what they're currently, the legal people are currently looking at, whether I have a conflict of interest about it. But as far as I'm aware, from what I've been told, it should be a matter of just ensuring that it comes under the company name, as the source code is owned by the company. It's up to them exactly when they release it. Even though I finished it, I have to get approval. So once I get approval, it will come out. Right, now we've done this function, we're going to declare our function so that we can use it in another unit. And now we're going to come into our main config, our main unit, and we are going to use setup as our unit, and we want to call setup app. So I'd like to know what you guys think. These videos do get viewed very randomly, and usually by people in different countries, not necessarily in England. Very few people that Google are telling me that are watching this are from England. So if you're not from England, please try your best to translate it so that I have some idea. And I'll give it a go at attempting to fulfill any suggestions you guys have, or any questions you guys have, anything you'd like to see, anything you think I've missed. And we'll give this a go now. So we have our setup, and we're just going to run it in the debugger to make sure everything went well. Right, and it loaded, and we can see if it worked because we didn't have a database folder before, and there is now a database folder that was created at the same time. So our function is now working, and just to show you this in a more visual manner, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and the corresponding files that are required, not the folder. So these are all of the files that are actually needed to run, or needed to run effectively anyway. And we are going to paste this onto my desktop. And we're just going to call this test. It's going to get deleted in a minute. And right, we have all our files. So this is everything that you would probably get if it was to be distributed as a community project. Simply by running it, as you can see in the background, our folders were created. And if we come in, our databases have been loaded still, our exclusions have been loaded. There isn't any reports because they don't follow you. Just to show that it still works, select this folder. Hopefully it doesn't crash. This computer is running at a bit of a full throttle at the minute. Is it going to go? Is it not? Right, what we're going to do is we're going to make it crash, and then we're just going to reopen it. Close application. Cancel, looking for a solution. There isn't a solution. John just did it a bit fast. Right, so we're going to go back in and scan a folder again. I'm going to wait for it to load this time instead of just button bashing and hoping that we get a directory we want. Oh, it's crashed again. Let it do clean up this time. This is purely happening because we create the open dialog on the fly. So it's trying to do everything on the fly, and because I didn't let it clean up after itself, it was still doing it. Right, so we're going to scan our folder just to prove that, you know, by moving out of the debug folder and into a different area, it still works fine. And there should be putty in there. I think it might have quarantined it, but it will pick it up out of the quarantine surely. There you go. It's picked them up out of the quarantine bin because it's not our current quarantine bin. It's picked them up out of that one. So yeah, guys, if there's anything you guys want to see, please do comment about it, because I'm starting to run out of things to add to this that are functional, really, without taking it to a whole nother level. And it would be appreciated. I get very narrow sighted when programming, especially projects I've done before. So I get fairly narrow sighted. So if you have anything that you'd like to see, I'll give it a good go at adding it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it after I've added it. So although this is a very short episode, and I know you guys are looking for more of a useful episode, but setup is still a fundamental part of writing an application. If your application doesn't work because there's a folder missing, it's not good. You know, it's not a reliable piece of software. It's not something that people are going to want to particularly buy. Or, you know, it'll have a very bad reputation if someone buys it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully by next week everything has been sorted out, and we are able to, I am able to release to you the API. I still have the episode filmed. I am starting to think of refilming and adding some more function to the API before you guys get it, so that it's a bit more of an exciting release. So tell me what you want to tell me, what you think in the comment section, and I'll get back to you guys. And thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, and stay tuned till next week.